Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. In this episode of Babylon 5, Vir is operating his own underground railroad from Minbar in order to move Narn from their home planet to other planets that he can get them away from, with a cover that it is being a transfer to a work camp on Centauri Prime. And he is pursued by a member of the Narn who is trying to kill him. And so the entire episode revolves around Vir and other things that are happening to him at the same time. One, he has been betrothed. In the tradition of the Centauri, they are not romantically in love with anyone, really. They have arranged marriages in order to maintain status of families and things like that. So he has hardly met the person whose marriage has been arranged for him, and a few days from this episode, this person is going to be his wife. And she turns out to be very affectionate to him and very beautiful, and he is very nervous about all of this, and even seeks advice from other species into how to conduct a romance, him being not terribly cognizant of all of the ins and outs of it. And, of course, with Centauri not being really a human race, it's a difficult thing for someone like Ivanova to explain to him. However it is, we know at the beginning of this that this isn't going anywhere, because Vir is a recurring character now, and is being married probably isn't going to be the thing. But what this does is show a side of Vir that we have not seen before. We know that he is kind of a naive, clumsy, but well-meaning, kind-hearted individual. And this kind of reinforces that, if you will, in that he is trying to do something good. And this is something that could get him in big trouble, and by the same token to get Londo in big trouble with the Centauri authorities, who believe that the Narns are a lower life form. So with all of that, that's where this episode revolves. Also, a kind of a B story where Ivanova is having difficult dreams, that she's not really fitting in or has a purpose on board the station anymore, now that Earth Force on Babylon 5 has essentially been dissolved. So all of this is running through, and it's an interesting little profile of Vir, and some nice little asides of Londo trying to kill an insect. And there's one very good line in there that I'm going to give away. He said to the other people in his quarters, if you happen to see a bug about this big, let me know so I can kill him before he develops language skills. I thought that was funny. Anyway, always a good show and a well-written episode, and these characters are so fleshed out that you know what's going on in their head before the situation happens. It is completely unsurprising that Vir did what he did. It is completely unsurprising of Londo's reaction to it. It is very obvious how Ivanova is uncomfortable with the dreams that she's having. All of this together, and another side story of a developing romance between Sheridan and Delenn, to the point to where he cooks a meal for her, and she does her best not to wince while she's eating it. I thought that was kind of funny, too. So a good show with a lot of humor in it, a lot of character development, and most enjoyable. So I recommend this particular episode to you, Sic Transit Vir. That's Babylon 5 for this week. Tomorrow we'll have another Deep Space Nine episode, and who knows what happens later in this week. So stay tuned for that. Something may just pop up. Until then, don't go far.